Hey, it's Phil Bruce here, and in today's video, I want to talk about the topic of not being too hard on ourselves. Don't be too hard on yourself if something doesn't quite go right, something doesn't quite go to plan, if you've not quite achieved what you set out to do. Now, this is really important because we all have those days where you set out to do stuff. You set yourself a plan, you think, I am going to achieve X, Y, and Z. But for some reason, it doesn't quite happen for you. There can be a stumbling block. There can be a thing getting in the way. So, for example, it could be if I went to the gym and I wanted to lift 100 kilo on the bench press and I wanted to do 6 reps, I wanted to do 4 sets. But then I went to the gym and it didn't happen. I wasn't able to lift the 100 kilo, or if I did, I wasn't able to lift it for 6 reps, or I wasn't able to do it for 4 sets. Now, there could be a number of reasons why this is the case. It could be the fact that I've had a poor night's sleep. I kept waking up or something happened. I couldn't quite switch off. It could be the fact that I've trained quite close to it, like it might have trained the previous day, and I've not quite recovered. It could be I have got stresses at home, I've got stresses with my work, I've got stresses with my family, my friends. It could be any number of factors. And what we tend to do is we tend to allow the negative thing that happens to affect us, to think, right, okay, we failed at something because it's not quite gone to plan. And we can actually let it affect our mindset. We can let it affect the rest of our day. And it's trying to have that understanding that things will go wrong in life. Not every day will go to plan. So many elements go against. There's so many things could happen that could have an impact of those things going to plan for us, of it going the way you want it to go. Like the examples that I've given where lack of sleep or not enough sleep, stress, fatigue, tiredness, injuries as well. You might have an injury to a certain muscle group. You might be in a rush. You might not be able to commit an hour to the gym. It might be half an hour instead, and you've got to try and fit that session in within half an hour. There's so many kind of parts and tasks and elements that can consist of reasons for why things don't go to plan. And yes, it's good to have that in you, to have that inner critic in yourself, to have that person that's going to push you in yourself, because you want to achieve more. You want to become better. You want to become fitter, stronger, healthier, more successful, better family guy, better person in general. You want those things to go, you want to push yourself on. But if we're too critical about it, if we're too negative about it, it can have a real bad effect on us. So if I haven't achieved what I wanted to achieve and I really beat myself up about it, it could then dent my confidence, it could dent my self-esteem, it could dent my motivation actually to go and do it again and go and push on. It could really knock me down, it could make the rest of my day go badly as well if that one thing went wrong. It could mean that I quit when I don't want to quit, but I'm talking myself through it. It could mean I come up with excuses. I start to come up with excuses for why I can't do it or why I won't put myself in the situation to try and do it again. So it's having that understanding, as I say, that if we're too critical on ourselves, it's going to negatively affect us. So we need to get that mindset. We need to get that understanding that actually, we need to be able to let go. We need to be able to see the bigger picture. We need to see that not everything will go to plan. And we need to see that actually by at least doing the session, by at least doing the thing that you've set yourself out to do, even if it's not gone 100% to plan, you are still making progress. You are still achieving it. You are still doing it. You are still taking steps in the right direction that will move you forward, that will move you onwards. Again, another example, because I do like to give examples to try and make it relatable. If I was to do an 8-hour shift at work, and I thought, do you know what, for those seven of the 8 hours, I want to make them really productive. I want to be working. I want to be pushing myself forward. I'll give myself an hour's break at parts, but I want to really push myself forward. But then we finish the day and it hasn't been a productive 7 hours, or you've managed to, be productive for 5 or 6 of the hours, or the 7 hours that you've done, again, not quite gone to plan. You could feel knackered, you feel tired, you feel like you've not done or achieved the goals that you've set out to do within that working day. And actually it could teach you something. It could be quite educational for you. So, for example, if I can't do the 7 hours of productive work because I feel tired, it could teach me that I've not taken enough break. It could teach me that I haven't had the breaks at the right times for me. I might be better if I do something for half an hour or an hour, then have a break and go again. It might teach me that I'm not good at certain elements within that work, so I need to spend more time to learn, to develop, to get better understanding at those parts of the work, so it can then help me in the longer term. It can help me to go again. It can help me to build on that. It might also be the indicator that I'm ready to change my job, whether that's within a certain job within that work that you're doing, or it might be a complete career change altogether. You know, everything that happens, especially when it is negative actually, or especially when things haven't gone to plan, is a learning curve, and it's an opportunity to give yourself the feedback. It's an opportunity to give yourself that understanding that you might need to change things, or there might need to be different things to help you out, or you could put different things into plan. Again, relating that back to the gym, it could be I've not performed because, so say if I'm trying to do a 100 kilo bench press, but I've done a heavy arm session the day before, and my triceps, secondary muscle group that I'm using, are tired, fatigued, or the same with the shoulders, again, secondary muscle group, they're fatigued from doing a shoulder session the day before. It might teach me that I might have to do a different session, like it might be a leg session the day before to give my chest the opportunity to be fresher to do the lift. Or it might be if I'm doing a chest session 4 days a week, because I really want to do a chest and back session, for example, because I really want to develop those muscles, I might be training them too much. I might be training them too hard. I might be doing it too heavy a weight, so I might need to reduce it. I might need to do more reps and get less weight. There's things that you can take as a feedback loop from it. I might need more rest in between the sets that I'm doing. So instead of doing 100 kilo for one set and giving myself 45 seconds rest to go again, I might need to give myself 2 minutes rest. So it's learning to not be too hard on yourself, to actually understand that things not going to plan could be a great opportunity to take things forward by doing things differently, by going in a different way, by doing things differently. It's just learning to be kind to yourself, to develop your mindset and understand that not every day will go to plan, and tomorrow it is another day. But at least with the work that you have done today, even though, as I say, it's not perfect, it's still allowing you to progress and to move forward and to go forward and to keep on achieving, keep on growing. So that's what I wanted to talk about today, is just learning not to be too harsh on yourself, not too hard on yourself, to be forgiving, to be understanding, to be loving, to be compassionate, to be empathetic. All those will make a massive, massive difference in how you see yourself, how you see whatever you're doing, and how you see what you're trying to achieve in the future. It'll allow you to keep on going. It'll allow you to keep on understanding that there's ups and downs, but it's part of the journey and it's part of the way to building to where you want to get. Just allow yourself to be comfortable, allow yourself to take it as it is, to not be too hard on yourself, and to keep pushing forward. So yeah, that's the video topic of today. Hope you've found that useful, hope you found that enjoyable. As always, sending my love and best wishes to you. If you could send a like, comment, or subscribe, or you could pass this on to somebody who you would find it useful, that would be massively appreciated. Hope that you keep on doing what you're doing. Keep on going. Don't be too hard on yourself. Keep on enjoying the process, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. So until then, sending all my love, keep on smiling, and have a good one. Bye for now.